Hi sixth graders, make sure that you have the graphing on a coordinate grid notes template uploaded, and if you can split the screen with this video that would be great and make it easier for you. So this video is on graphing on a coordinate grid, and we are just concentrating on quadrant 1. So if you think of an entire coordinate grid that you've probably seen before, this would be quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. We are just focusing on quadrant 1. When we plot points, we always start at 0, 0, which is going to be our origin. And this is right here. Our origin in a regular coordinate grid with all 4 quadrants is right in the middle. And then what we do is we go to the right, because in just quadrant 1, we either go to the right or stay at 0 and then go up. So first we move over, then we move up. So if we're looking at 6, 4, well, I would say this is 0.64, or I would say the ordered pair 6, 4. And notice that I write it in commas, or sorry, in parentheses with a comma separating my two numbers. The first value is my x value. The second value is my y value. X is on the bottom, so x is horizontal. Y is vertical. So 6, 4, I start at 0, 0. I go to the right 6, which I'm not actually going to draw the line, but just to show you on the video. Once I get to 6, I go up 4, and then this is where I drop my point. If I was going to do the point 2, 5, I would start again at 0, 0, go 2 to the right, up 5, and my point would be there. Let's say I have the point 0, 2. I start at 0, 0. Well, this is telling me I don't go over 0, so I stay here, go up 2, my point would be there. Because sometimes it is, so here they're spaced by 1s again, but then sometimes we're given a fraction that we have to graph. So if that's the case, then we kind of just eyeball it where it goes in between. So if I'm looking at, so here's my origin, 0, 0, in both cases is right here. And if we're talking about halves and fourths, obviously half would be about in the middle of a box, a fourth would be in the middle of that, and then 3/4 would be a little more than half. So if we're talking about plotting the point 1/2, 3/4, I would start at 0, 0. I would go to 1/2, which is about in the middle here, and then I would go up to about 3/4 here, and my dot would be there. So notice it's not directly on a line or in the corner. If it is 1, 1.5, I would go over to 1, up to, here's 1, but I need to go up to 1.5. It would be right on the line because that's 1, but then 1.5 would be in between these two lines right here. So if we have fractions and it's not spaced out by fractions, then it's going to be either in the middle of a line or the middle of a box. Okay, so using your notes template that you have, I would like you to plot these points, so practice plotting, and then, so pause the video, plot your points, and then come back and check. So for 10, 2, 10, 2 would be over 10, up 2, 0, 0 is going to be right here, 0, 0. 3, 0 is going to be over 3, up 0, so it's going to actually be right on the line. 15, 1 is going to be all the way over to the right 15, and then up 1. 0, 14 is going to be not over anything, so we're going to stay on our y-axis, up 14. That's where 0, 14 is going to be. 8, 4 is going to be to the right 8, up 4, so it would be right there. 6.5, 3.5 is going to be over 6.5, so about in the middle right there, and then up 3.5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then half, So my final dot is going to go right there. I'm going to delete, oops. My final dot would go about there. And then 11 1/4, 9 2/3. So over 11 1/4 would be just a little more than 11. And then all the way up to 9 and a little more than half would be right there. So 11 1/4 and 9 2/3. Oops, where did my dot go? Should be there. Make sure that you make any changes to any of your points that you need to. And then I just went through and I labeled all them so it's easier for you to check as well. And then lastly, I would like you to pause and name and correctly write the ordered pair for each point, and then come back and unpause and check your work. So for point A, which is right here, I'm not going over any at all, and I'm up 6, so it's going to be 0, 6. B is going to be over 2, up 8. C is going to be over 6, up 7. Notice how I'm writing with that. You need to have the parentheses with the 2 numbers with a comma in between. A comma, no other symbol. And then D is going to be 3, so over to the right 3, up 4, and E is going to be 5, 2. It makes a huge difference if you have your numbers flipped around, so make sure you are always doing over first and then up. Make any corrections that you might need to make based on the work that you have so that you have the correct work on your packet. That is all I have for the graphing video. Now make sure that you watch the quick video on how to do the mystery pictures assignment, which is going to be your assignment for today.